Good evening. Welcome back to the Inky Black Dot. I'm your host, Cal, and I do have to bring you up to speed. Quest for Glory 4. I do understand we've been just wrapping up with episode 5. We're going into episode 6 now. A bit of an abridged version today. Say that namely because during my first recording, the image got scrapped, so I had to go back and redo everything because it swapped my settings before I even started. So, you know, novice mistake, but still learning, and it's a hard lesson. Best learned are the hard ones. So, I'll go ahead and get you up to speed when we get into game here. Alright, so kind of doing a little bit of a recap. I had basically gone all the way back, learned about Tanya, who is the innkeeper's uh, daughter. Anyhow, went back there, spoke to the domovoi that we rehydrated in the monastery, or at least one of them. And upon doing so, we learned that the daughter had gone missing sometime before we arrived in Mordavia. And apparently it was all over a doll that she ended up running away, but it did have some deeper connection and meaning to her. I'd gone through all the trouble of going through all of this, went back after I realized I was missing some very vital information to help us with her situation. For you see, well, you'll see in just a moment. We're going back tonight. Um, again, apologies. Not really something I was intending to have to do. But one of the things we will do before we begin is we're going to go talk to the domovoi outside because he did give us some important information. However, oh, it looks like we
So you're
stumbled in on
back.
a party.
No, it's your friend. Take a seat. No, take two. They're small. I got a joke.
Okay, I guess we'll sit down first.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all you others. I'd like to say how glad I am to be here. I'd like to say it. Seriously, folks, staying at the Hotel Mordavia has been like staying at a resort. A last resort. My room is so small, the mice are hunchback.
Okay,
I
the
couldn't
jokes
even
are starting to
complain
get
about the
better.
room service. There wasn't any to complain about. And the innkeeper's wife really went out of her way to make me feel at home. She ignored me completely. I wasn't feeling well, so I went out to visit the local
Classic.
doctor. You know, Dr. Cranium. He's the guy with the 3 pairs of glasses, one for nearsightedness, one for farsightedness, and one to look for the other 2. I said to the doctor, my heart keeps making a strange noise. It keeps going tick, tick, tick. Aha, said Dr. Cranium. We have ways of making you talk.
Oh, goodness.
Next, I went to visit the local store. If you don't know what's up, then you haven't seen their prices lately. And the shopkeeper, what a gossip. She suffers from acute indiscretion. I dislike repeating gossip, but what else can you do with it? And boy, oh boy, the monsters in this place. If I ever come face to face with a revenant, I know what steps I'd take. Long ones. What would I do if ever I saw a necrotor? Hope it didn't see me. Actually, folks,
Fair.
I'm up here for a good reason. A jester's ambition is to be healthy, wealthy, and wisecracking. If it weren't for my friend the hero over there, I couldn't make a hyena laugh. So, when you've lost your wit, broken your funny bone, and none of your puns are fun, it helps to have a hero handy. You know, that reminds me very little of the story about the gravedigger who was so bored he buried himself in his work. You know, I
Yuck.
could tell you some more jokes, but you'd only laugh at them. So long and be good. If you can't be good, then be careful.
The gnome takes a deep bow and gets down.
There's wisdom in that wisecrack.
It's funny, you always thought he got down off a duck. Ha! The townspeople explode into spontaneous applause.
Keep smiling. It makes people wonder what you've been up to. So, was that funny, or are you just keeping your mouth shut?
How you doing,
It's
boyo?
good to have my wit about me again. Nothing worse than someone who can't take a joke or one that tries to tell one and can't. Before you helped me, when I told a joke, people always clapped their hands. Unfortunately, it was always over their ears. Now, whenever I tell a joke, I get carried away. So I'm leaving before they ride me out of town on a nail. A short joke there.
Did you hear the one about the dwarf who is so dumb, he always stops to think and then forgets to start again? Everything that's said to him goes in one ear and out the other. There's nothing there to block traffic. I can tell dwarf jokes all day, mainly because there are none around to stop me.
Fair point. So what are your plans?
In another minute, I'm gonna say my bye-bye and fly. I'm going south for the winter, down where the nights are balmy, and so am I. Heading for Silmaria, land of winter waterland, where there's no snow nor cold wind to blow. Up here, the winter is so cold, even the wind howls about it.
Silmaria. I do believe, if I remember correctly, that is the homeland of the hero.
Your voice is lost in the noise of the crowd, and the gnome doesn't seem to have heard you.
Alright, gonna go back up to the room.
Unlock the door to...
Well, it's so long, it's been nice to know you. I like you. I have no taste, but I like you. If you ever make it to Silmaria, look me up. I never forget a friend, especially if he owes me money. But seeing as how it's me that owes you one, I'd better get while the going's good. See ya, and don't take any wooden kopecks. So, everyone, I'll leave you with this story. A man runs up to his doctor and says, "Doc, you gotta help me. I keep thinking I'm a goat." The doctor asked, "How long have you had this delusion?" The guy replied, "Ever since I was a kid." But
Oh boy.
that just goes to show ya I'm one bad dude. It's been sheer pleasure here, but I'm gonna take it on the lam and just bleed it. Be seeing you.
Whew. So many puns. Anyhow, let's go ahead and fast forward time a little bit.
After some rest,
Out for an hour. Check day. Out for another hour.
after some... You're getting tired.
I sure am. But you know what? Looks like the Domovoy is not here. But basically what we had to do, he was sitting over here. He told me the story about Tanya and the innkeeper and how she ran away. And it was over a doll, so we went over to the cabinet. And as you can see in my inventory here, well, it used to be here. I ended up having to go over to Tanya, give her the doll, and we had introductions. So when we see her again, she will have already
Unlock the
met
door
me.
to...
But I figure now would be a better time than any to go ahead and get the process going.
It's too dangerous.
Well, we can just float out.
You open the window and gently float down to the street below.
What we're going to do is get the staff.
The massive gate to the...
I wonder if Katrina is over here. She said she would be back here in about 3 nights. Nope, she's not here. This was in the previous playthrough, and I do apologize in advance for any holes that may be in this playthrough as a result of my error. But rather than going straight to Tanya and booting it up, I figured we would just go ahead and get caught up. And I would bring you up to speed on the trip back.
You turn the...
Skeleton tea. skeleton key we had to get from Igor.
The small key from the crest opens a lock in the relief. You open the coffin lid to reveal a dark passageway leading deep into the mountainside.
And we had to solve a puzzle on the floor there.
After following the dark passage for several minutes, you come out into a castle chamber. The bookcase closes behind you, and there is no obvious way to open it again.
Oh, but I know how to do it. Wouldn't be the first time I've been here. What this fortunately means is that we can cut through a lot of the chaff.
The door hinges.
I don't have to worry about threats. At least I don't think I do. And I checked all the cupboards. They're empty. Door hinges squeak. Alright, and this is a secret bookcase. In order to get through here,
The boyar's crest looks slightly crooked.
this was the giveaway for me.
You straighten out the crest. The bookshelf opens, revealing a secret passage.
Not surprising considering that we entered through one. Alright, now we go ahead and open this door.
Door hinges squeak in protest as you open the door.
I've already cleared all the enemies out. There used to be a bunch of batters in this particular hallway. I hate having to fight them because they're very unpleasant to deal with. Hard to hit. Okay, we can turn down the speed a little bit. And then we'll go ahead and get some exercise. Go for a jog. The Stairmaster. That would be an interesting Richard Simmons workout video, wouldn't it? Men in jerkins and tights dancing up and down stone staircases. Sweat, baby, sweat.
Door hinges squeak in protest as you...
Squeak, I tell you. Squeak! Oh, Tanya, I have some important information about that staff. It can do something to help you. Hello.
Hello. Erana is so happy to be back with us now.
You see what I mean now?
He's our friend now, Toby. He's not a stranger.
So yes, that's why I had to bring you all up to speed. It would be kind of awkward having to explain to you all, in this very moment, why she calls us friend. So, hello.
You say hello.
Hi. Have you come to play with Toby and me and Vanna?
Not exactly. I need to tell you about Erana's staff. But first, I'm going to have a chat with her. Just because I had the opportunity to speak with her, but you all didn't, unfortunately. So we're going to talk about that doll.
Toby gave her to me. Mommy didn't like her. She kept trying to make me tell where I got Vanna from. Mommy wouldn't let me play with her. I was afraid Mommy wouldn't let me play with Toby anymore. Toby was my only friend. I didn't want my mommy to make Toby Toby go away? I told Toby all about it, and Toby brought me here to Aunt Trina. She never takes my toys or friends away. Never.
So, now we can kind of understand that perhaps she was baited by Katrina. One thing you need to understand is that due to the fact that vampires live so long, old ones especially can be very manipulative, deeply so. More than just beyond the magical, glam they fixate or they cast on individuals. No, they also like to weave long, interesting plot lines that run generations deep. It can get kind of disturbing how elaborate the patterns they like to weave. Anyhow, tell me a bit about Mommy.
Mommy and I worked hard all the time to keep the inn nice and clean. And then my mommy, she never had time to play or sing anymore. And when it got
Oh,
night, she made me go to bed all by myself in the dark. It was really scary. I was afraid the bad
that's a
things
shame.
would get me. But nobody heard me when I cried. When I went out to the inn, Daddy would yell at me to get back to bed. I was scared. Daddy wouldn't let me have a candle or anything. He said it would bring the bad things. I didn't like the dark.
I
But
don't
then
blame you.
Toby came to my window at night. He would hold me, and he would talk to me, and he would tell me he would keep the bad things away from me all night. And I didn't have to be scared again, because I had Toby. When my mommy took my doll away, I was afraid she'd make Toby go away too, so I went away with Toby. Now I'm not afraid of the dark. I like the night. Aunt Trina says the bad things will never get me now, and I have Toby to take care of me. But sometimes I still miss my mommy.
Now, that is a shame. And I have so much to say about that, but we'll unpack in just a moment. Tell me about Dad.
My daddy used to be happy. he would take me out walking around and talking to everyone in town, and the inn was always busy with new people to talk to, and I could stay up and dance while my mommy sang for people. Then the rains came, and then people didn't come to the inn anymore, and Daddy said that there were too many bad things. He wouldn't take me walking anymore. He made me go to bed when it got dark, and he said the bad things would try to get me.
Oh, but they did, sweetheart. They did.
I can't go home again. And Aunt Trina says that this is my home now. She says that my mommy and daddy will think I'm a bad thing now, and that they won't love me anymore.
They'll be terrified of you, sweetheart. You won't
Toby
like them
says
anymore.
this is my home now, and he loves me very much. I wish my mommy and daddy didn't think I was a bad thing. Then maybe Toby and I could visit them.
The problem with living forever is that most vampires do live into that trope that you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And then you become justified in your evil acts. Though I do not recognize evil or good as fundamental forces, I will say that they are still relevant in this reality and must be acknowledged. But that is the message that I got. As Mom and Father, out of an abundance of caution, began to overly guard her, she became more oppressed in her day-to-day living, suffocated in her social life, until Toby came along and offered a way out. So let's have a chat with Toby. It doesn't look like he'll have anything to say in our tongue, but it does seem like Tanya is willing to translate for us. What can you tell us about Aunt Trina, Toby?
Toby says Aunt Trina is his master. She sent Toby to be my friend so I would never have to be afraid of the night again. Yeah.
I see. And what about these bad things, Toby?
Toby says I'm not a bad thing. It's just Mommy and Daddy who think I'm a bad thing now, but I'm not their child now anymore.
The one reason why they are called bad things is because they feed on the blood of the living. That's seen as ill to the living. And what do you think of Tanya?
Toby says I have to stay in the castle. People might get scared and try to hurt me in the town. And I have to go to bed in the daytime now. He says you should go because you make me sad. Thinking of my mommy and daddy makes me sad.
Oh, but it doesn't have to be that way. Now, Toby, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Toby says he wants me to be happy and he'll do anything for me. He says he'd take me back to the inn, but someone would try to hurt me, so he won't.
I think Tanya is onto something there, because Katrina would know that his love for Tanya would be so... what's the word? So pure, so perfect, that she placed the barrier of undeath. Quite sinister and very manipulative. I have a new appreciation for Katrina and her evil ways. But you see, there's a thing called Erana's staff, and it's very privy to my interests, and it may be yours as well.
You tell about Erana's staff and how it can make Tanya back into a real little girl again.
I like the staff. It always made such pretty flowers in town. You say it will make me all better and I won't be a bad thing anymore?
I know the spell
You
to
nod
do
your
it.
head.
Oh, Toby, I can see my mommy and daddy again. Toby asks, what else will the staff do?
You try
It's
to
going
explain
to
about
take a
sacrifice.
life to give life.
Toby says he understands. He says you should take us to the staff now, so I can be with my mommy and daddy again.
The poor dear doesn't
It
understand.
feels weird here. Kinda happy. Icky. I'm scared.
A natural reaction since you are undead, child.
I know you'll protect me, Toby, but who will protect you? Okay, Toby. I'll protect you.
You cast the ritual of release.
And so it begins.
The sacrifice of life for love.
Hello, Erana.
Your love for the child is great.
You see Toby silently nod his head.
Will you trade your life to give life to the child? Will you die willingly for the one you love?
No, Toby, no!
So shall the sacrifice be done.
And so it has been prophesied in the deep magic.
So is the sacrifice complete. I am again the staff of Erana.
You feel Erana's staff become a part of you. Now it is your staff as well when you choose to summon it.
Excellent.
I'm so sorry, Toby. I didn't protect you too good, did I?
My dear, there was nothing you could have done.
You take the sobbing child in your arms and carry her to the inn. You awaken her parents and are overwhelmed by their gratitude and joy. It is long before you manage to escape to the peace of your own room for what is left of the night. You awaken as the sun begins to rise.
Eerily quiet. Very disturbing. And so, the prophecy is fulfilled. The staff is now released. An undead now aim to encroach upon the town, since it once guarded the towns. The townspeople, the whole place is now compromised. We are in a crisis, friends. Let us go see what is amiss.
I must thank you for saving our Tanya. You have brought joy again into our lives. We are in your debt.
Oh, it's no problem at all. I must tell you about Toby.
You tell again how Toby sacrificed himself for Tanya.
He may have looked like a monster, but he obviously had a heart and mind of great kindness.
Indeed. And your feelings?
Oh, she is her joyful self again. The sound of a child's voice is the sweetest of music. We will do our best to show our love and never let her be afraid of the dark again.
Good to know lessons were learned from this. How are you?
I have always found it difficult to express emotion. Mordavian men are not supposed to show such things. Yet I cried freely when you brought Tanya back to us. I cannot remember ever being so happy.
All in a day's work, isn't it? And, about the whole vampire thing.
I do not know what to make of Tanya's stories about vampires. It is hard to imagine my lovely daughter as an undead.
Oh dear.
Gladly, though, I would go to the castle and drive a stake through the heart of the one who stole our daughter from us.
Well, they are in the castle. However, I'm not here to, tell you what to do. I'm just here for breakfast.
It's a garlic souffle, Mordavian style.
I don't know how we can ever thank you enough. It's such a joy to have my little Tanya home again.
Always a pleasure. And how are you?
You tell again how Toby sacrificed himself for Tanya.
He may have looked like a monster.
Oh, same thing. Your take?
My Tanya is her cheerful, loving self again. I could never thank you enough for the kindness you have shown us all.
Oh, you can call it kindness. I call it moving the plot forward. And, Bella?
I knew Tanya was alive somewhere. I never lost hope that she would return.
Indeed.
Bella, you heard his story. Tanya was dead, an undead, a Nosferatu.
Again.
She's fine right
Indeed.
now, isn't she? As long as she's alive and well, what does it matter?
Well, the staff is gone. That might be a problem. And how are you, Bella?
I knew Tanya was alive somewhere. I never lost hope that she would return.
Bella, you heard his story. Tanya was dead.
She's
Oh, yeah, already said that. Vampires, what's your take?
I don't understand with all this talk about vampires and Tanya. She has returned healthy and happy, and this is what's important. Of course, I will never forgive the woman who stole my baby from me. Still, I think I can understand her a little bit. I, too, have always wanted a child such as Tanya. I am only overjoyed to have my Tanya back.
Alright, so Tanya, what can you tell me about Adavi?
I didn't like him. He didn't like me. He didn't like Katrina either. They were always having fights. But he had to do what she told him to do, and that made him very mad.
This is good to know info. And what did you think of Katrina?
I liked Trina. She was kind to me and gave me lots of nice things. She even taught me to read and write. But I'll never go back to her. I want to stay with my mommy and daddy.
A wise decision. And, Toby?
Toby was my best friend in all the world. And I miss him. I wish he could come and live with us here.
It's a shame. But unfortunately, the townspeople would have done something awful to him before that would have been able to happen.
I'm happy to be home again. Everyone in town has come to see me and talk to me, and it's fun to be important. I like it.
Alright, well, it's time to go.
You hear a chorus of responses, some coming from the kitchen. Goodbye, and thank you.
You have brought real joy to Mordavia by bringing Tanya back. When she was stolen, it was as if all the laughter here had been taken as well. You gave us back our happiness. One thing you can say about Mordavia is that it is never dull. Be careful out there.
How are you, Dimitri? Now, one thing I do have to say is that before we conclude the story, we have to at least go ahead and do the rounds really quick. The last ritual still awaits.
Aha! Eureka! I have it! Just practicing for my next incredible discovery, you understand.
Oh, still working on it, I see.
Here.
Healing potion.
Yep.
Poison. Alright.
I have been thinking a bit about that castle on the mountain lately. Such a castle might make a wonderful environment for scientific research. Perhaps someday one of my descendants will work in a castle like that.
Well, it does have strategic remote location, so loud scientific equipment won't really disturb neighbors. It has high peaks, capable of channeling lightning strikes. Though there are more efficient ways
You
of
do not
generating
need to
power.
go looking for trouble. It will always find you. Please take care.
There is truth to this. I need to talk to you about somebody.
I have not spoken of it before, because I know so little. Still, it is very bad luck to speak of it, and the memories of Mordavia are deep. They worshipped
Indeed.
it in the monastery, that much I know. The members of the monastery stayed mostly within its walls, but the townspeople feared them. They said the followers were all like madmen, concealed in robes and speaking in whispers. Then one day they were all gone. We heard of the fighting down by the Dark One's cave, of course. No one returned here except for my grandfather. He brought this staff here and said Erana was dead. That is all I know of the matter. I am sorry if I cannot help you more. Be careful and good luck.
All right. So, in conclusion, we need to go get the staff. Well, we have the staff, but more specifically, we need to go back to the fairies to get the ritual. So what I'm going to do is head back to Erana's garden with the staff. And then from there, we'll go ahead and stay till nightfall. And then visit with the Fae. And there we are. This, I believe, is it. Come up here.
Your magical lasso float.
Take the thing.
After some red.
Go ahead and pass the
After
time.
After
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. What time is it now? Oh, it's getting nightfall.
after some
Go ahead and crash out.
after 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 some.
All right, now we'll go ahead and save. And we'll do fairies. Okay. Save it just like that, and here we go. They're going to have to make me approach from this side of the screen, aren't they? Here we are.
You have a very bad feeling. The air is full of hostile vibrations.
They're back.
The human has returned with the staff. We shall finally gain what we have sought for so long. Staff of Erana, hear my command. I, Tatiana, queen of the fairy folk, summon thee and claim thee for my own. Staff, hear my command. Thou shalt hear and obey my words. I
am thy master now.
You feel an incredible rush of magical energy filling you. It tickles. You hear a voice in your head.
I am now the staff of the hero.
He is the hand of destiny, and shall restore the spirit of Erana.
So, the human has claimed the staff of Erana? Then by his death, the staff shall be mine. Gods, destroy that human creature!
Oh dear. Here we go. Healing potion. I have 5 of them. I'm going to need one. This is getting difficult. Okay, I may have to come right back to this. Reversal.
Nothing.
Okay, aura.
Cast the aura.
Protection spell.
That feels good. That feels good.
Now, let me see. There we go. Oof, that was close. Oh my goodness. That was rough. As you can see, we just barely survived that onslaught.
Your protection spell has...
Of course it wore off. I'm gonna go ahead and crash. We're in no condition to face the final chapter.
Your reversal spell is wearing thin.
Of course it is.
You have returned to this wonderful place between worlds. You are again filled with the joy of being truly alive. You find yourself dancing at the heart of the cosmos. You spin and the universe swirls with you and around you. Suddenly, something calls out to you.
Doesn't sound pleasant.
You feel a coldness rapidly devouring you. You falter in fear as you remember what happened the last time you were here. The voice calls again, and you feel trapped, helpless. The closer you get to that voice, the greater the fear. It is a voice of pain, a voice of death. You flee in terror. You awaken as the sun begins to rise. wake in a cold sweat. You remember every detail of the nightmare as though it had really happened to you.
Alright, so in light of all that has transpired, we now have the last ritual that we need. So we should have about 5 in total from the looks of things. Yep, there we are. Bone ritual, blood ritual. I'm not going to bother reading all of these. Sense ritual and the heart ritual. So in light of everything, we're just going to go ahead and go back to town and get some rest. Call the episode there, and then next week we will conclude with episode 7. I think that'll be a fitting place to stop the series. Let me know whatever you'd like in the comments as far as if you have ideas for another game to play. I've had my eyes on Cult of the Lamb for a while now. At some point I will be picking that up, but I also had Hellblade. I have a blind playthrough of that I'd been wanting to go through. I figure it might be a nice departure from Pixels, but it's still kind of in line with psychological horror/thriller. Those are always fun.
The days are getting cooler and shorter. Winter is approaching.
Winter is coming. Where are the watchers on the wall? Hello, Dimitri.
Good to see you.
Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and go crash. When we next return to the castle, it will be to visit with Katrina and Adavi. And I have a feeling she won't be too happy to see me.
You unlock the door to your room and go in.
Go in the inn. And so, I do believe we're going to go ahead and call it there today, people. I want to thank you all again for coming this week. It's glad to see you all again. If you'd like to see more of this, feel free to hit the subscribe button. If you liked this video, hit like. If you didn't, hit the dislike. Any feedback. I appreciate all of it. Anyhow, you all have a pleasant week. I will see you next time. Have a great evening. Good night.